Lainey Wilson in the studio, looking great.
You're looking like you came straight off Yellowstone.
I know,
Like you're in stage attire.
Got a hat
Saddle
on.
up.
I know.
Saddle up.
I mean, I love that. Most people come in and they're just like still in their sweatpants.
Well, I thought about that.
Oh, well, you
I
could
was like,
have.
well, I'm not trying to get canceled, so I guess I'll clean up a little.
Do you feel like that's an added thing that you have to worry about now? Is appearance now?
I will say, like, I definitely put like a little extra effort in that I did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that has a little bit to do with age too. I'm telling you, I used to walk out of the house looking like, not long ago, I'd go to the airport with like high water pants that had like paint all over them and some like dirty old tennis shoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You won't do that now.
Now I don't do that.
You
But
should though, because isn't that the thing? Like,
you can't.
Like if you think about
Can't do that.
what are the Olsen twins? They look homeless.
Yes, but it's
Hey.
very expensive homeless.
That's it.
Oh,
yeah, it's
It's not
very designer.
actual-
Also, like Lainey's gonna get stopped in the airport. People are like, "Oh my gosh, can I get a picture?" And she's like, she doesn't want to say no.
I'm like, I'm gonna end up on the TikTok.
Right.
Wasn't that what Dolly was doing too? Like didn't Dolly say she slept with a wig and in full makeup so she could?
yeah, in
if the
case there
house-
was a fire.
Yeah. There was a fire. She
Stop.
hopped. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she told us. Do you also know that? Help me out. Used to see ghosts in our house.
Loretta
Loretta?
Lynn.
Loretta Lynn. Did you know that we would call her at the house, and somebody would answer, whoever works for her, and be like, "Hey, it's Big D and Bob." They're like, "Oh, hold on a second, she wants to talk to you." I know. First off, that's crazy. And they would get her up or whatever. She in the house. She would tell us about every night she saw soldiers walking down the hall. Every night.
Stop.
She was like, they were friendly. It was nothing to be afraid of. She said also she would see Patsy at every one of her shows. Patsy would
back.
be somewhere in the crowd. And that was, she would get, I got goosebumps again.
Oh,
She would
I
get
just
on
got 'em
stage.
too.
She would get on stage and she would look out into the crowd and she would start maybe 2 or 3 songs. And then boom, she'd spot her.
She'd
She's
see
like,
her.
there you
Oh,
are.
I'd be creeped out. I'd be like, Patsy, you better get on out of here.
And then she told us they used to swap underwear, which I was like, still, again, those underwear need to be in the Smithsonian. They were worn by Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn.
That's when you know you're close.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole
There's
nother
the,
level.
I don't even want to talk about it. All right,
I figured
Lainey.
that's what y'all did.
Yeah, that's what we do. Who wears underwear? All right, Lainey was to get a new album. It's all kinds of stuff, and we'll come back talk more with Lainey Wilson next. Lainey Wilson is hanging out. She's can't get rid of her. She's got what are you doing again? It's an album.
new
You got a new album. That's what
I'm like, I don't know. What am I doing
I'm
again?
My daughter, it's funny because I've tried for years. You know, anything that dad does is not cool.
Yeah.
So they don't want to listen to dad's music and all that kind of stuff. So finally, my daughter had gallbladder surgery, and when she was in recovery, I introduced her to you, and so she was listening to the song with Miranda,
Good horses.
Good Horses, and she was listening to that song, and she was like, I like this. She's like, maybe I am starting to like country a little more. So last time I checked, I was like, you still listening to Lainey? She's like, yeah.
How
So-
old is she?
20.
She's coming on over.
She's coming over. And you know what? That's about how it works. I remember I rebelled against my parents' music. I was into, all the hardcore hip hop and all that. And I, was like, that's my mom and dad's music.
Uh-huh.
And then one day you just kind of,
Hey, if it's in you, it's in you.
yeah.
But you grew up listening to country all the time, right?
Oh, I did. I mean, I felt like the people on the radio were my family members. I
Yeah.
felt like I knew them. I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like Loretta was like, oh, that's my cousin, you know?
Did you?
I used to believe they lived in the radio. Like there
Yeah.
were little people in the
I know.
radio.
I know.
Wow, that's another level. But isn't it cute how Lainey goes, I know.
I know. I feel that way.
She's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
He's crazy.
So what's the song that you are like, this is a song that maybe it's not like the single or whatever we call it, but a song that you're like, man, I really like this. Is it the last song on the album? Most people do.
I love that. I love that one. It's called Whiskey Colored Crayon. And
That's the most country thing.
I know. And let me tell you how this happened.
Okay.
The idea happened from like a word exercise that Josh Keir, who I wrote the song with, him and Wyatt McCubbin, like every morning before Josh writes, he just like does weird word exercises and will write random list of things and then like mix match words.
Oh.
And he came up with Whiskey Colored Crayon, and then we developed the story around it. And it's about a little kindergarten kid that goes through a lot at home with his daddy drinking, and he's like drawing a picture of his family. I can't wait for you to hear it. So
Oh, wow.
that's definitely one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. But one song on the record that like just kind of blew my mind and continues to blow my mind is one that we were actually talking about called Ring Finger.
Yeah.
Carson and Lainey were talking about
Yes.
when, like before.
Just a
Yeah,
minute
just
ago.
before. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
So I got to hear it, and it was Lainey got up and was saying to everybody like, "This one, some people, this is not what they expected me," and it just kicks in, and you're like, "Whoa, this is Lainey Wilson."
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
I got the
and
ring,
it's-
he got the finger.
Yeah, and Lainey talks on it.
I
That's
do.
like, that's
You
like
just
new
spoken
gold mine
word?
and
I do.
You're rapping.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you call it rapping. I don't know if when you talk like this you can rap.
Yeah.
But
You
Yeah.
can. Also, I hear you. Are you? It's not your voice. It's AI. But it's on. Have you heard that?
What?
Where they have like it's like people doing like recipes.
Dude.
Like, hey, the first thing you want to do, and it's you. It's like sounds like you.
It is the weirdest thing. Like they had me selling pots and pans.
Yep.
That was one AI thing that was
What's the
going
thing that we
wrong.
called you about?
Oh, it was about
The
the
weight
weight
loss
loss thing.
gummies.
The weight loss
Yeah.
gummies.
Which was a total lie.
Y'all, but people believed it so much that like, I mean, even some of my family members were like, I ordered them gummies that you selling because you look good. I'm like, what in the world? Like that you know it's bad when your family members start believing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. But this was like it was just like a voice, like you know how they pick different voices, like
Yeah.
All right, today we're gonna. It was, but it was like
But
your.
it's mine.
It's
Yep.
the same. It's
It's
not just
insane.
you. I was watching because I watch a lot of weird stuff, and I'm watching some quantum physics video, and they had Morgan Freeman going, and this is why the thing. And it was totally Morgan Freeman, but it wasn't. It was AI Morgan.
They didn't.
It's so crazy because remember how you used to be like, well, I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
right.
That don't even.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to affect, like with the whole Randy Travis and the AI and the
Yeah.
song and all that? What's your thoughts on all that?
I think there's just definitely got to be laws, like laws around it. And I went and I spoke at a hearing, and I just told them basically I was like, I'm not a professional with all this stuff, but all I know is I can tell you how it's made me feel in the past, and you know I believe in the power of words. That's why I'm a songwriter. And for somebody to put words in my mouth that I never said is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because they could end things for me and the reputation that I've worked so hard for tomorrow. Because again, it goes back to I gotta see it to believe her. Like, no, she said it. She did that.
I heard it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with the video, and it's just going to get better and better, worse and worse, where you cannot, I can kind of tell video stuff now. It's going to get to the point where we aren't able to tell.
I know, and people are going to have to basically just like decide whether they believe it or not.
not.
But I think a lot of people don't even know about AI. I think they need to be educated.
My
you know?
mom calls it Al because the eye
It
looks
looks
like an
like
L.
Al.
So she calls it Al.
Oh,
What's
Al.
this Al thing?
He's a son of a gun.
Lainey Wilson has a new album. It's out, and
it is not AI.
It's
It's
not Al.
awesome.
It's called Whirlwind. We'll come back more with Lainey Wilson next. Lainey Wilson, the new album is out. It's called Whirlwind, which is just hard to say. Just hard.
Hard
how
for
do you
you to
Whirlwind.
say.
But also, we're going to clear some things up because
Whirlwind.
for a long time, I have heard people say whirlwind.
I kind of do that. I say whirlwind a little bit.
Whirlwind.
I do.
We're clearing it up for you.
I know it's whirl,
whirlwind
but I say whirlwind.
with no. I don't even put a D on the
Whirlwind.
end.
Whirlwind.
I say whirlwind.
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 Whirlwind. Speaking of whirlwind, like, is that because your whole life is a whirlwind now?
Yeah, I mean, since we put out Bell Bottom Country, it's been a constant. I'm talking about daily. Like I feel like my life has just been changing, and
Do you have a? I know we talked to Luke comes that on Wednesdays they come to him with all the harebrained ideas, things that people want to give him money and put his name on. Do you have that kind of a setup?
what you mean, like
So
just
like,
talking about,
on Wednesday he
brands and
gets
stuff?
in, he comes. Yes, he'll come
Yep.
in. He'll sit down. They'll go. All right, we got this. This company makes
Yep.
knives.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of opportunities are coming our way, and it's like we're just trying to have the discernment about which ones like make sense and I want to be a part of.
Yeah.
But it is crazy when you think about like all I wanted to do was write and sing music, you know, and all the different things that have like popped up around it. I guess I just never knew existed.
The ancillary stuff that just happens because of the music.
Yep, it's cool.
It is cool, and to think about where you living in the RV for 3 years,
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
And now you can go and buy.
Hashtag van life.
You can go.
Got a bus before you got a house.
That's it.
You can go buy a car and pay cash. You can go, and I mean, just think about it's life changing.
Yes,
It's
it is.
it's not even it's about music, but it completely changed, and not just your life, your family's life.
That's right.
People,
A bunch of friends, so I'm sure that, supported you early on, that you are paying back. You're saying, hey, you were with me, I'm with you.
That's right.
I love that.
It is awesome. It's it makes it a lot easier too to feel like you're not just working for yourself.
How many people work for you now?
You won't believe this, but I think like a year and a half ago we had like 5 people on the road, meaning like me, my tour manager, and the rest of my band.
Uh-huh.
Now on the road we have 60,
Wow.
and here
That's
in
60
town
families.
there's hoteling.
That is 60 families that you are affecting directly.
I
And
know,
then
no
indirect-
pressure.
No, but I'm saying that is awesome.
Don't mess this up.
make sure you like this new album.
Please,
It's
y'all.
really good. Make sure you go see her out on tour. She's doing 35 plus dates, so all around. So. Yeah. So does it slow down at all? Do you get a chance in the end of the year?
End of the year it slows down a little bit, but I mean this year we have already toured Australia, UK, Europe, and then we kicked off our headlining tour into May, and it'll go through pretty much November.
What's your favorite place so far?
Oh my gosh, I really loved Australia.
What part?
I really liked the countryside, like on the outskirts of Sydney. I got to go out there and ride horses, and there's a bunch of rednecks out there.
I know.
Nothing but.
There's rednecks everywhere. It's worldwide.
It's
everywhere.
worldwide.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in Guam, they called them chads, and it was basically the redneck Chamorros.
Really?
Yeah, and they were just like, oh, it's a chad, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's my people.
Still,
there's
do you know
rednecks
Bubba lived in
everywhere.
Guam?
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's rednecks everywhere. It's great.
Straight out of high school. He was 18 years old.
How long were you there?
Couple years, about 2 years.
Just did radio. He went and did radio in Guam.
That is insane.
So dumb.
It was awesome.
Was it?
I highly suggest it to everyone.
Have you been back?
No, I need to.
You need to.
I know.
That's
You're
where you want to
cultured.
retire, you think?
I don't know. I mean, that's still a long way off anyway, so it would be nice.
So are you hoping for, like, when Christmas comes up, you hoping for, one of those? Can I say it?
Say it.
A
A
ring?
ring?
A ring? It better not be on Christmas.
Why?
Because you don't do that.
Please.
You don't do
Yeah, that's two separate things. Engagement does
Yeah.
not
You
happen
hear that,
at
Duck?
Christmas.
It's like that poor kid that has a Christmas birthday, and they're like, "Oh, here's your
know, I
Christmas
know.
and birthday present."
Now
Like,
we're gonna
what?
space it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
I want a Christmas present, and then
Okay, I don't think Duck knows that. I don't think have you told him this?
yes,
That he's don't do the thing at Christmas?
because now you're making me think I'm about to get engaged.
Or New Year's, not Christmas
no, I'm
or
not
New Year's or any holiday like that. You have to keep it separate, dudes.
Okay, I'm telling you, he
It's-
doesn't know that until you told him.
Well, I hope he's listening.
Let's just tell dudes in general.
Dudes in general.
in general, y'all need to know. So just
That's it.
That's
Don't
it.
propose on a birthday.
birthday present.
Yeah, if there's
Oh yeah,
Didn't know. Didn't know.
yeah.
Okay.
Now you do. Now we all do.
Well, good.
Honestly, whatever. If it happened, I'd be like, hell yeah, But
We have a surprise for you.
You know what you should do? You should also
I actually was gonna propose to him.
you
you
should
do
say
that?
no. You should say
No,
no.
I'd never do that.
When he does it, say no and just make sure it's on video. And then just let him live with it for about 30 seconds and
Oh
go,
my God, this is not Netflix.
and then we'll be like,
no.
Ashton Kutcher, come out. You get
yes!
You're on camera.
Joke's on you.
Please never talk to guys about engagement ever.
You should have
ever.
seen your face.
You cried!
The best. Isn't that great? Well, I'll let him know.
The album is amazing. It's called Whirlwind. Lainey Wilson is amazing. She is a whirlwind. She's even on a movie soundtrack about whirlwinds.
That's right.
Isn't that crazy?
Twisters. That's so crazy.
Twisters, and that soundtrack is awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
They crushed it.
Crushed it.
Like I'm proud to be a part of that.
You should be. It's like everyone on there is friends.
It's really, really wild. Probably about a year ago now, they called and they were like, "We're thinking we want this to kind of be a country soundtrack," and they
it made the movie. It really did.
thank you. And they showed us the scene, and they said, "Do you think you could write something over this scene?" And I was like, "Yep, own it, own it."
I wish I
So-
had that superpower.
Right?
That's cool that you can do that.
I also think it's cool
cool.
that you talk to uptight suits and you go, own it.
Own it. I'm on
I
it.
think that's the best. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I think I talked to like a clown. I don't know.
know.
It was like
Country
I don't,
clown.
It's a new song, Country Clown. Lainey Wilson, the album is out. It's called Whirlwind. Check it out, and also check it out on tour and support her, please. Thank you. We love you. Thank you for coming in.
love y'all.
Congrats on everything.
I love y'all.
All right. Well, that was great. That was good. You did good.
Thank you.
I have
You
no
were-
idea what it was because this is taped afterwards, but
You were amazing, though.
thanks. Appreciate it.